My soulmate's a slime by admay19 days at Tempest. Breakfast. Wake up. Rimuru barged into Maeva's room as soon as Shuna, the dear princess of his ogre or rather Kijin department, informed him that the food is ready for that morning. He got so excited over waffles, bacon and eggs, that he was rushing to his visitor's room before anyone could wake the princess up. Well, for starters, he doesn't even know why he felt excited, like Maeva was like an energy booster of some sort. Provided how she's kind of timid and reserved, he himself is confused as to why there's like an invisible thread pulling him towards her. Anyways. Maeva, breakfast, breakfast. His voice echoed in the room. His singing random choice of words was the best thing he thought would do the waking up part. Wow, you sleep straight. You really are a proper princess, Maeva groaned, turning to the side, her arms coming to wrap the pillow at the back of her head in hopes to block out the overexcited alarm clock known as Rimuru Tempest. Maeva, go away. No way. The princess yelped and jumped out of bed, suddenly seeing the king's face inches from hers.
I wouldn't allow you to sleep in more. It's almost 10 in the morning and those waffles wouldn't jump into our mouths themselves. Seeing as you and Maya are the only VIP guests of Tempest at the moment, I don't want you guys to miss out on anything.
Why do you keep popping out everywhere? Maeva, overwhelmed by the close proximity, shouted instead of answering. Do I now? Rimuru straightened, looking up for a while. Come to think of it, I actually do that. Well, what can I say? I'm a demon lord and ruler of Tempest after all. He grinned rather smugly that had the princess stare at him with her done face. I'm happy you look so proud, admitted that. Maeva snarked, finally getting up and making her bed. What could I say? That is just me being me, right? This guy is actually an easygoing lad unless he turns serious and gets all Einstein when he wants something done in his nation. Or better yet, the fearsome war freak don't. Those are just for crucial times though, except the Einstein part, as Maeva had seen him talk all about business, and how he could grow more of Tempest economy. And he's one sly thinker, to be honest. But at the end of the day, he's still Rimuru, the great, kind and wise leader of his nation. So, you coming with me for breakfast? Maeva could only sigh, relenting and giving in with his wishes once more. Fine. Let's go then. It's their third day of being in Tempest, and everything of their experiences is a roller coaster, so to speak. This king has shown almost all what the nation could generate income from, even told them some of their state secrets. The sisters weren't sure whether or not they should be hearing that, but did anybody care? Nope. Not when their leader is blurting it out himself excitedly. And he could be really persuasive in an annoying kind of way. A scowl left Maya's lips as soon as she felt a familiar but not so familiar presence behind her. Way to ruin her appetite. The waffles tasted out of that world until he arrived. Still, this won't stop her from eating. Ignoring him won't hurt, right? After all, he doesn't seem to care whatever it is that she say or do.
Meanwhile, he starred some more. My soulmate's really interesting. Just look at this aura that she can easily conceal.
The demon butler smiled to himself as he watched the princess stuff herself with food. Is she trying to do a turn-off by sitting and acting all tomboyish? Nah, as if that would ever work on him. His heart, his entire being has already recognized and accepted her, no reservations. And to be honest, he just finds it cute that she tries to turn him away every time. It amused him to no end and he is having fun chasing her. Finally taking his place besides her, he rested the side of his face on his palm as he watched her eat. The girl turns to him with an angry glare, to which he responded with a sweet smile. You should have more, darling. Don't hold back just because you are a high princess and an S-class wizard. Truly, Tempest has the best delicacies, he muses warmly. The princess blinked, a thought crossing her mind. It sure is, but it's still its second best after Alvarez's, she announces proudly, and the man couldn't help but chuckle. Oh, is it now? Oh well, to be honest, they're different but both are just as good. Maya was quick to refute her claim, not denying that the food in Tempest is indeed one of a kind. But anyway, why are you following me most of the time, Noir? Don't you have work to do? You are Rimuru's butler, are you not? The demon peer chuckled at that. Well, of course I am. But after seeing firsthand how we soulmated, my master has now appointed me as your personal guard, though I still have jobs around here. But really? Noir? It's better than calling you Diablo, and I can call you however I like. Ah, fine by me. Whatever floats your boat, darling, he winked with a subtle smirk. Maya only rolls her eyes before popping a waffle piece in her mouth. Exchanging unsure glances, the sisters could only watch as Xian and Shuna both insisted on taking Rimuru to where he needed to get that day. The ruler in his slime form was being stretched as far as he could go by the two adamant females. Surely, there's rivalry sparking between these two, and Maeva couldn't help but get worried of him snapping in half. Shivers run her down spine at just the thought of that. Hearing a sigh behind them, both looked back to see the butler moving towards the commotion. Ah, Diablo-kun, be the judge. I should be taking Rimuru-sama cause I am the secretary and his personal guard, right? Xian questioned, still having her firm grip on her end of the slime. Definitely not, I always get Rimuru-sama's suits done and make sure he has the best foods to eat. I should be taking him this time, Shuna claimed, her eyes glaring but lips still smiling. Maya was rather amazed they could keep that act. Diablo sighed again and snapped his fingers. A gentle gust of wind pried the lady's hold on Rimuru's slime form, him shotting in the air. Maya, seeing that, pushed her sister to the side, knowing she'd have a perfect angle to catch the slime ruler. Rimuru-sama. Both Shuna and Xian's voices raised in panic as the slime's quite high in the air. Diablo. What in the world? My slime body can still get damaged from this. Rimuru scolded his butler through thought communication. To his surprise though, the demon only smirked. Rest assured, master. You'll be in good hands, huh? And what does he mean by that? Descending down fast, he saw Maeva's hands reach up as she stepped back. Yosh. Relieved, the slime allowed himself to plop in the awaiting hands of the princess. And she scores. Maya cheered at the side like her sister just hit a jackpot. Xian and Shuna on the other hand finally breathed out in relief, hands on their chest. All's fine and good at least for now, as Maeva carefully checked for possible injuries, forgetting for a second that the slime can self-heal. No one saw as the butler's smirk stretched wider. A bright glow suddenly claimed Maeva's body that Rimuru had to hop down, transforming into his human form as he does so. Ah! He winced, feeling a huge amount of magicule rip off him and onto Maeva's still glowing body. What the? He couldn't finish what he's about to say when he felt sparkling, sky-bluish and mystified something invade his body in return. And almost immediately, he felt as if he was wrapped in a warm hug. It felt comforting. Whoa! Maya's voice woke him up of his reverie, his eyes darting back to Maeva only for them to widen. There, standing in front of him, is the maiden whom he now recognizes as his soulmate. Her once braided her hair now hanged, her clothes changing into one of her combat form, triggered by his demon lord magicules. A slime mark was nestled on her shoulder and 7 gemstones of different colors surrounds her, floating around her. With the last of the shiny glowing thingy dying out, Maeva opened her eyes to reveal her red-colored orbs. For a moment they could only stare, mouth agape in disbelief. To make matters worse, Rimuru's other officials materialized, the air vibrating as they appeared, having felt their leader's magicules being taken. Rimuru-sama, what happened? Benimaru, the general of the military affairs and Shuna's older brother, asked at once, having not seen Maeva yet, only deepening his worry with his master's lack of response. Ah, my sister happened. The general turned to Maya as soon as she heard her words. Princess Maya. A tap on the shoulder had him look at the owner of the hand just to see Sue pointing at something, or rather someone. Following the direction with his gaze, a gasp escaped his lips seeing what now unfolds before him. Rimuru, having collected his calm and composure, finally stepped closer to Maeva, whose red eyes digging into him. Raphael-sensei, appraisal please. His evolved AI whirled within him as it responded in his mind. Maeva Sky Dragneel, guardian of the elements, S-class wizard now evolved into an sulfur monosulfide class wizard. Guardian of the elements now evolved into high enchantress. One trigger could evolve her into a master enchantress. He couldn't say he wasn't shocked. He was, but it was more shocking that he actually has a soulmate. Are those gemstones floating around her? What are they? Answer. These are the gemstones of fire, air, water, earth, light, universal portal, arsenal. It's a talent only she possesses and one that makes her the center of chaos given all the enemies wanting the gemstones for themselves. She had them sealed deep within her and would only use them when necessary. Center of chaos, you say? I could totally understand that. Wait, does this mean she is 10 times stronger than me? Answer. Being soulmated with her evolved you from Demon Lord to Demon King. Ultimate skill. Generated shared skill. And to answer your question, you are still stronger than her. Huh? But she sounds so cool being the high enchantress and all. Notice, Dragneel sisters would never become stronger than their soulmates as they're the ones enhancing your abilities and skills. Diablo has acquired the same shared generated skills. Meaning, with your own skills aside, you can use the magical powers of your soulmates. Oh, wow. Really?